are players that when they leave your town, you'll say, I'm forever a fan of that person, right? The player that they are, and I wish them nothing but the best. There's other people that leave town and you go, get out! Get out! We don't want you here, and I hope nothing goes well in your professional career. But when those players ascend to a level, and when they get to places, I always wonder with the individuals, how you look at that player. Last night, Kyrie Irving punched his ticket to the NBA Finals. Shout out to Hayden Grove, Cleveland.com. He, Kevin Love, and LeBron have all now gone to the finals since they did it with the Cavs. And I've obviously watched this series, getting ready to go for the finals, and there's a little element of Kyrie that takes me back to my time in Cleveland, his time in Cleveland, I should say. I'm not going anywhere, I'm here. His time here in Cleveland, and I wonder where the fans are at. I wonder where the fans are at when it comes to Kyrie Irving. So we'll discuss that. Finals are set. Guards back in action tonight. I'm going to need some help from the fans today, right? So I've been going to that ballpark my entire life. This is my first trip with two kids in tow. We're going tomorrow. We're going to tomorrow's game. And I'm going to ask for your ballpark hacks with kids. If you say just load them up with ice cream, that's not a hack because you end up paying that out on the way home. I need your kid hacks for the ballpark. We'll get to that coming up. Browns were in action yesterday at OTAs. Everybody got to see Deshaun Watson. Everybody happy about it? Oh, wait, he didn't do all the drills that you thought he would. We'll hear from Jameis Winston. I've got the unsung hero of the Cleveland Browns, but I have a gripe with it. I have an issue with it when it comes to the unsung hero. We'll get to the grid. Kickers yesterday, Ryan.
Yeah, shout out, Nick.
Nailed it. We'll get to the grid. We'll get to timeout. We got the morning update. We got it all for you on a beautiful Friday edition right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. Happy to have you along. I'm so excited to get to the ballpark tomorrow. It's supposed to be nice weather. Tonight's supposed to be nice.
Yeah, it's been beautiful out.
Do we get Stephen Kwan back tomorrow? He's got his jersey giveaway. It'd be nice to see him activated off the
since what? I think it's May 4th.
May 4th.
And they said, what, a month?
Yeah, we're getting close.
Probably not.
He says his rehab assignments. How can you not get him out there for his jersey giveaway day?
That's Saturday.
Tomorrow is Stephen Kwan jersey giveaway.
I don't think he's going to be there.
What?
I don't think he's going to be
Come
there.
Come on.
Bring him back for the Royals series. Then it'll be
that's an
true
important
month.
one. But nonetheless, Guardians in action. Excited about that. But watching the finals last night and getting ready to go, you know, a part of this is kind of the flux of where the Cavs are at. And I do think in totality, the Cavs are in a good spot right now. They've had to go through a lot of rebuilds over the years. They're in an all right spot. We're all waiting on Donovan Mitchell. That'll happen. We'll see how it goes. But I watched Kyrie a lot in this finals run and go, man, he's finally the guy that we thought he was going to be. And I'm not saying he wasn't great with the Cavs, because he really was. But you hear some of the things that he says, how he handles himself now, and still the elite player that he can be. Now, Luke is in his own right, and he's incredibly good. But with Kyrie, do you feel a little robbed that you didn't get this version? And now, again, he hit the shot. People are making it sound like he was bad when he's with the Cavs. He wasn't. But the turmoil of leaving. I know he hated Boston. Probably didn't like his time in Brooklyn. And he's a guy that how do people look back on Kyrie Irving? I'm really interested to see how people kind of look back on Kyrie. Are you wishing him well? Do you have nothing for him? Or you are rooting against him? I'll be interested to see how people really feel about Kyrie. He's going to the finals. He's he's become the guy that I think a lot of people wanted him to become. The future of the Cavs. Like, that was always the dream, right? LeBron would play it here, and then eventually turn things over to Kyrie. That didn't happen. The trade that had to be had, all that stuff plays out, and now you're watching him on the biggest stage. You are watching him compete for an NBA championship. Now, there are people that never let LeBron go, right? They never gave LeBron a second chance, and they didn't want to hear anything more about LeBron, and they root against LeBron. Do you have that same venom towards Kyrie? Is that something that, as a Cavs fan, when you sit here and watch him play, do you go back to his time here, or is he just another player? It's been so long. Think about it. I mean, it's been, 7 years, 8 years since he's been gone? Is it just, he's just another player? Because I watch these games and I just go, he's still so damn good. He's still so good. And I know that this was probably a hard path for him to eventually get here, and I do wish him well. And to be honest with you, I'm going to be rooting hard for Kyrie Irving. I want him to beat the Boston Celtics. I hate the Celtics. People are sending their tweets. It's a time to bring the Mavaliers back. Jump back on that bandwagon. Pull those T-shirts back out.
Was that a
from
thing?
2000? You don't remember the Mavaliers?
No.
Oh, my God.
I'm assuming that's when they wanted Dirk to beat LeBron.
Dude, I was talking about this on ESPN last. I was telling my co-host about it because he didn't know either.
Wait, real quick. So for a question, do we just want to do rooting for him in the finals and against him?
Yeah, I like that. Where are you at when it comes to Kyrie Irving? Are you rooting for or against him in the finals? That's a great way to succinctly ask the question. So in the 2011 finals, LeBron left. There were T-shirts. There were bars, right, in the city of Cleveland that hosted Mavericks watch parties.
That's ridiculous.
Seriously. Like, it was like we adopted the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the other thing that we have to remember at that time, nobody else wanted LeBron to win. It was literally the entire country against the only people that wanted the Miami Heat to win were people from Miami. That was it.
There still had to be some people in Cleveland that didn't have that much fun.
I mean, a small amount. There, literally, we had T-shirts dropped off at the station of the Mavaliers.
Granted.
People were angry. They were spiteful. I get it. I was part of it.
That was before he brought us one. So now it's different. It's like he brought us one, so go ahead and win one with the Lakers.
It was
but I understand
so raw.
It
was so raw.
It was literally 1 year removed.
It was the first year he got to Miami.
Yeah.
And you add in all the other stuff with LeBron about the not one, not two. And I think the rest of the country, what was their only tie to this is that LeBron screwed us over. And I think there was that element if you want to see David beat Goliath, and that was David beating Goliath. I mean, that Heat team you thought was going to go win 6, like LeBron said.
Sleeping on Dirk, yo.
Yeah, it doesn't everybody seem to do that? Oh, by the way, here's a little tidbit I picked up last night. Do you know who the starting point guard was for the Dallas Mavericks the last time they went to the finals?
Wait, so last time they went was 2011. Jason Terry?
No, it was Jason Kidd.
Oh, yeah.
He's the coach now. So the last time the Mavericks went to the finals, Jason Kidd was their point guard.
Wow.
So as this series, and by the way, we got to wait a week for this game. Dude, did you see the schedule for the finals? The last game, if it goes 7,
which I think it might.
It's going to June 23rd. You got another month of basketball left to stretch it on out. Less than a month.
When's the draft? Isn't that in a month?
It happens during the finals.
Wow.
It happens during the finals.
Is that usually how it is?
Yeah, I think so. It's usually on an off day. That they go. So, I mean, getting ready for this long haul, the draft. Well, we got to get ready for the draft, too. Start poking around for some of the stuff with the Cavs.
Wait, how do they have the order ready then for the draft? Is it not like the NFL? The winner just gets the last pick?
That's a good question. I don't know how that goes.
You know what I mean?
You're right. Yeah. NBA draft date. Right. It's in the middle of it. It usually. Oh, no. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm off on that. It's 3 days after the finals.
Okay.
June 26th and 7th. This is a 2-night format for the first time. I'm sorry. I apologize on that. Why do I remember some drafts? Like, maybe just because it's so close to the finals. Yeah. I don't know. Something like that. But you're right. They probably got to get the draft order out. So the 26th. But you got a long haul coming for the finals. Are you watching? Are you rooting for Kyrie? Or are you rooting against him? I'm very clearly rooting for him. And I think it's interesting to see if people want to take the tack. It's not even so much that you're going to be rooting for Kyrie. Are you just going to be rooting against the Celtics?
That's exactly what it was. I wish there was a way for us to kind of decipher that because
people can respond.
Everybody's going to want. They just don't want the Celtics to win. So in essence, you're rooting for Kyrie.
It's a necessary.
I wonder if it was
a
team like maybe it was just a team like the
Pacers. They were facing the Knicks or something like
Magic
that. Yeah. It was somebody you didn't really care about. And I think with where the Cavs are at, which I do want to talk a little while ago, Ryan, you were out yesterday, so we got the news. It's Atkinson and Borrego first up. And I kind of said, I think you start with your 2 heavy. You start with the 2 guys. One of those 2 might actually be it. You're starting with your favorite, and you'll play it out to see if anybody else can kind of knock them off that pedestal, so to speak, of being your head coach. I think this process, I don't want to say it might move quick because you keep hearing that this is going to be an expansive search and they're going to go everywhere and talk to everybody. You know, the NBA is a little different than the NFL, where you got to wait for guys getting out of the playoffs, or usually you have like a succinct group. And you and I and everybody knows the group. Now, the NBA has that. I can give you 5 names and tell you it's probably going to be one of those 5. But I would say for the Cavs, just on getting to the other stuff of this offseason, I don't know. I could see something maybe even by next week. Like, you interviewed these guys. I don't know when the interviews are. It's just they've been granted them. But if you can get those moving pretty quick, you make your hire, you move on.
I mean, you're what? Right now, it's the Cavs and Lakers. Anybody else? You know,
the Wizards hired their guy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So at that point, it's
and if it really is JJ Redick,
you're not waiting for candidates to weigh their options. At this point, you're the, I don't want to say prize gem of this like class, but I think I'd rather coach the Cavs and the Lakers 100%. So yeah, there's no reason to wait. No,
and that's the thing. As they start moving this, as they start getting into the offseason, you're going to hear some, I would say probably even by early next week, you might start to hear some scuttlebutt on just if they've interviewed, if they've been able to do these things. So we'll keep our ear to the grindstone on that, seeing about the Cavs. Flip it over to the Browns. OTAs yesterday. Great. You saw Deshaun Watson.
Lot of zip.
Lot of video. The one thing I think some Browns fans kind of jumped onto was that of competitive periods, he wasn't out there. Like, there was some 7-on-7 that he didn't do. And Jameis Winston got those reps. We're going to hear from Jameis because he just, anytime he talks, I think we need to play his clips because he's just hilarious to listen and talk to. But Watson was out there. I tell people, don't get hooked on these videos.
I missed OTA Twitter.
It's back. I mean, it's here, and we got minicamp coming up too. Everybody trying to decipher things when it comes to Deshaun Watson. Now, there is something that Jameis might have leaked out and said that gives us a big answer on a question a lot of people have about this team for this offseason and getting into the season. We'll get to that in a second. First clip I want to play from Jameis. Question asked about Deshaun and just what he's seen. You've been around him. And the question was, what have you seen as Deshaun has gone through this recovery process and then he's actually out there practicing? Here's Jameis Winston yesterday talking about Watson, video and audio courtesy of the Browns.
They're, throwing the ball about. I've seen intentional leadership of him taking mental reps like he is one of the best quarterbacks in this league. I've seen a consistent growth in just him focusing on his shoulder routine, focusing on building that strength back. And when he throws it, he spins it. So I haven't seen anything of lack. I've just seen him just continue to grow, continue to lead these guys because it's challenging when you're not getting the reps. It's challenging to have a presence when you're sitting back from afar watching. And he's done an incredible job just staying locked in, staying focused. I see him, I smile when he's communicating to the receivers in the back, communicating to the offensive lines, talking protections, because that is football, and he's not missing a beat.
I love Jameis.
Dude,
I love him to death. Like, it's the hand movement that gets me too, right?
He's just a guy. He's just like us.
He's got a career as a motivational speaker.
He really does.
I'm telling you. And the intentional leadership of he's talking about mental reps, which I think are one of the funniest things that you hear come out of football practice. And trust me, there are quarterbacks that they'll stand back there and they'll make, but they're not actually making the throw. I can stand back there and read and go, oh yeah, I'd throw the ball there. Can you actually do it? Can you actually get it there? But here, Jameis and like his exuberance.
That should have been our question. Are you a fan of mental reps?
I'm fine asking that question. What are your thoughts on mental reps? There are so many people at their job, they'd love if their boss came in and like, what are you doing at mental reps?
Imagine like an accountant just sitting there like.
It's just like, you didn't get your spreadsheet done. I'm taking some mental reps today, man.
I got a lot of spreadsheets in my head right now that I'm running through. Mental reps.
We're going to sit in the show in silence for an hour and a half. We're just taking mental reps, man. I would have loved to talk about this here. I want to talk about the unsung hero about the Browns.
Oh, good one.
Oh, so yeah. Taking the mental rep. But he gives you that hype around it. And I think as Watson, with everything we know that's going on, fine, whatever. Like, what do you want out of him in OTAs? I don't really care. Like, the fact that he's out there doing anything is fine. But to hear Winston kind of talk about his ownership of that, right? where I think it's number one, it's super important that Deshaun Watson is here. Like, I can't say that enough. I'm happy that he's here. See Mike McCarthy still bitching about Micah Parsons? He's calling this, it's missed opportunities that he's not
working
here.
out on his own.
Do you not trust Micah Parsons? Seriously. And that's something that coaches, thank God for Kevin Stefanski, man. Because they're not here. That's fine. As long as they're here when it's mandatory, that's all I really care about. You get dicey with that kind of crap. Because now Micah Parsons, sometimes by his own right, but he's back in the news cycle now because Mike McCarthy keeps going on, missed opportunities here. How about you just let him do what he needs to do and he'll show up when he need him to?
Yeah, there's a level of play that once a player kind of gets classified
Miles, Joel Bitonio.
Miles is exactly
they're
the guy
fine. They're doing just fine.
You can't really,
And I get that coaches want their guys in the building so they can go through all this stuff. They want as much control. Like, Gerard, I worked with Gerard Cherry for a long time. I love Gerard. And he would always tell me, the NFL is mock military. It is meant to be run like the armed force. You show up at this time. You do this. We're going to tell you what you're doing. And you need your head coach to be the general. And you want everybody in there and doing this stuff and on schedule and all that. So when there are guys missing, it's easy to fall into. Back in the day, even when Mike McCarthy was coming up, right? That's not the way things work. Now, you gotta. I think that's such a slippery slope.
And even if you have a problem with him not showing up, I think it's purely idiotic to not just straight up go to him about it. Why would you ever bring it up?
Well, and that's my thing. Once you do that, now Micah Parsons like, man, really, you're gonna give me this crap? Like, and I get it. They make a lot of money, but as long as he's showing up doing his job, and that's again coming back to Watson. If he was like, I'm going to stay in LA, like I'm going to keep doing my shoulder rehab, I think it's super important. Quarterbacks are different. You got some receivers.
And
you got Ken Dorsey.
And in Deshaun's case, he's got to be there. He hasn't proven anything for us to,
imagine the discussions that we'd be having, right? So I appreciate him understanding that and being there. So I think you're off to a good start there. But all this other work, all these things that he's doing, it's just going to get you to training camp and we'll play it on through. Now, did Jameis Winston spoil something yesterday? This is a longer cut again. But Jameis was asked what he's learned about Ken Dorsey. And I want everyone to listen to this intently. Take the mental rep of sitting here and listening to this, okay? He says something, and I don't want to jump on it here, but I think he might have let something slip here. It's Jameis Winston. Yesterday, the question was, what have you learned about Ken Dorsey in the last month or so? Here's Jameis Winston, sound, video, courtesy of the Browns.
Well, the most important thing I learned is that, Miami Hurricanes aren't that bad. But really, I've really enjoyed his coaching presence. What we do on the field in terms of drill work has been fine work. One of my favorite quarterback coaches that worked with Peyton Manning, Clyde Christensen, Mike Bajakian, they always worked on the feet. And I'm just so happy that is what he's emphasizing with his feet, with his timing, and also him installing the plays, him calling the plays. Man, he's definitely been in this position. It seems as if he's been in this position before, and I'm just happy that we're able to communicate. And it's very important to me because this is a new offense for me. So us communicating, me continuing to learn, and him being tough on us and challenging us to get better, challenging us to be quicker and faster, it's truly been a blessing.
Did you catch it?
I sure did when I listened to it this morning.
He said, I'm happy that he's emphasizing the feet with his timing. He's also installing the plays, him calling the plays.
Now,
smoking gun, Ryan? Is he calling plays? Oh, my God, breaking news.
Him and Stefanski could both be calling plays here at the OTAs.
He said calling plays.
Maybe he's second unit, second play caller?
Maybe. I just would... The
feet.
James to be a guy that walked in like, Ryan, you're not envisioning that, like, whatever you got
a car salesman
or a motivational speaker.
Yeah,
he's that guy. He's got a book. He'll tell you about a pyramid scheme that he's like. He's not visioning it, man. You're not envisioning what you need out of your life. If you vision it, it'll happen. All right, great. But he said the calling plays.
They need him out there pitching to the taxpayers to give him some money.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother ball of wax. Would you be more apt to give money if Jameis Winston was getting it for the stadium? Well, how do you feel about that? No, I heard that, and grant, I'm not. This isn't something that I think he just told what was the last time that? Was it Shelby Harris that said we're going to London or going to Brazil or something like that?
Hurst, I think it was.
Yeah, Marie Hurst. No, I'm sorry, it was Mo Hurst. You're right, it was Mo Hurst. And, players there in front of the camera, and they're just talking, right? But when he said that, I was like, oh, all right. I have put this out, and I haven't been able to get a good answer. Is Stefanski or Dorsey calling plays? They radio them in more often than not. So who's doing that? Is it that important in the grand scheme of everything with going on with the Browns? No. As long as you install this offense, I really don't care who calls plays. I do. I say that, but it's not true. I do care. Right now, maybe not. Week 1 against Dallas. What do you got? What are you trying to do here? And again, I appreciate people that are seeing some things with this offense out at practice, but that's one thing. He said that, and I was like, was like Jameis just talking about Dorsey, just calling out the plays as opposed to actually calling them? But he said that, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. So, do you think that the Browns at this point
behind the scenes, they even know yet 100%?
I don't think so, because here's to your point about Dorsey and Stefanski splitting it. They probably are, because I want to see. I'm sure Kevin Stefanski wants to see what Ken Dorsey can do, or what he is comfortable doing, or how that flow goes. Right now, you can't do anything until you get everything installed. It's like trying to take a test. You only read half the book. You can't do that. So until they can actually get everything put in that they want to, I don't think they can really figure that out. Now, get ready for preseason, right? Because that'll probably be Stefanski. And he's done that with Alex Van Pelt. Alex Van Pelt would call plays in the preseason, and then Stefanski would just yep, taking it back. The big thing, remember last year, there were coaches that would turn over head coaching duties for the game to another position coach and use that as an opportunity to learn and grow a little bit. That's pretty forward thinking. I think the Browns are pretty on top of that too. So, and especially with Stefanski, whenever we get that extension, whatever that, he's set. He's good. There is no threat to Kevin Stefanski and his job. So that's where he can truly make the best decision for the team. If it is Ken Dorsey, here's how I feel about it. If Kevin Stefanski feels good about giving it to Ken Dorsey, then I'll feel good about it, because I feel good about Kevin Stefanski. I feel good about him making that decision, and if he thinks it is the right call for the team, then I trust in his move. I trust in his decision here. But I just thought it was... Can you play it back again one more time?
Yeah.
Leave my mic out. I want to play the one clip here if you can. Go ahead. Here's Jameis again. Yes.
The most important thing I learned is that, Miami Hurricanes aren't that bad. But really, I've really enjoyed his coaching presence. What we do on the field in terms of drill work has been fine work. One of my favorite quarterback coaches that worked with Peyton Manning, Clyde Christensen, Mike Bajakian, they always work on the feet. and I'm just so happy
you can stop the clip
that is what
he goes, he's working on the feet. Jameis loves life, man. He loves ball. You work on the feet. I love that. It's so much. He's got to bring a little energy to this team, too. And, again, if you got to get him in there and playing, I don't want to see him in there, but you could do a lot worse. Flip over to NFL.com. They ran through all AFC teams, unsung heroes. Now, when I said this earlier, I said I had a gripe with it.
Were they digging deep in the trenches for this guy or no?
That's kind of my gripe. I don't know if I can count this guy as an unsung hero anymore. I just think he's a hero.
Okay.
I don't think he's unsung. Maybe, we're so close to the team that maybe it's different for the national people or things like that. They went Martin Emerson. They went MJ Emerson.
I was going to guess that.
I was like, I don't think MJ is unsung in any way or shape or form. But the one thing, and I want to read the write-up here. I think this was this Greg Rosenthal? Gennaro Felice. Italian boy, that sounds like there. MJ's rise this offseason, man. There's so many clips that I see or videos or probably more just stats. Dude, MJ, they found one, man. So that's where when they put him in the unsung hero category, I don't know. Here's the write-up. In a recent episode of the X's and O's podcast, NFL Films' Greg Cosell and USA Today Sports' Doug Fair explored the increase in press coverage across the league. The defensive trend, which combats quick passes and RPO concepts from times, further underscores the talents of universally lauded cornerbacks like Sauce Gardner, Pat Surtain, and L'Jarius Sneed. But it also puts a deserved spotlight on MJ Emerson, a key piece of Cleveland's top-ranked total defense last season. Third-round pick, Emerson has emerged as a press man savant. Thanks in large part to his pterodactyl wingspan. I like a good dinosaur reference. Standing a smidge under 6'2", Emerson is tall for a corner, but he has extraordinary arm length, 33.5-inch arms, that really allows him to stymie receivers with line of scrimmage and clog up some passing lanes down the field. I don't know if I can buy MJ Emerson. I think he's just a big part of what this team wants to do. And, I thought about this too, getting ready for the show, about this defense, right? And how easy we are just assuming that you're going to run it back with this defense. And I'm not talking about the players. You did a lot of that. Are they going to be able to do the same thing that they did last year? There's two sides of that coin. One, you get another year with Jim Schwartz. You got a lot of guys that are returning that were in the system. They can fine-tune it a little bit more for some of these players. On the flip side, there's a lot of tape out there now. There's a full season worth of Jim Schwartz running this defense. Offenses will make the change there. So I would be lying to you if I didn't say I was a little guarded. I'm just instantly saying, slap it down, top defense, here we go. I'll take a top 5 defense. I don't need the best defense. But a big part of that, I feel like, is what MJ does. And even Denzel and Greg Newsome to a point. They play that press. They put it on that D-line to get home. They put it on that front 4 to get to the quarterback before they get gummed up back there in defense, in the backfield there, and you can make your throws. And we saw some of it get busted up. In that Houston playoff game, it got busted up. They got carved up. You saw that team a few weeks prior. What did you expect to happen, right? So that's where I look at a guy like MJ, and I'm like, I don't know if he's quite unsung, but I love where the vibe is coming from this team. You're fitting it to what Jim Schwartz wants to do, but you also have just an amazing complement of these players that fit right into what he wants to do. Probably more so in the defensive backfield. I know we all talk about so much the D-line, about what Jim Schwartz can do. I think it's more even on these corners and these safeties. If you can lock these receivers down, you give Myles Garrett an extra second to get there, he's going to get there, man. Yeah, he's going to get there.
I mean, in terms of household names, it still kind of feels like around the league. I mean, obviously we're in Cleveland, so we know all the players, but I feel like even then, Greg Newsome's more of a household name than MJ Emerson, even though I think MJ Emerson, and we would all agree, is probably going to be better and probably going to be in a Browns uniform longer than Greg will. But, I mean, this is the year, right, that if he really is this elite field eraser like Denzel has become, then next year, we'll be talking about it, and he'll be in that upper echelon of cornerbacks. And he is, as good as he is the second best cornerback on this team, and that's why the Browns have, if not the best, top 3 for sure, defensive back room around the league.
Yeah, and that's what
I'm trying to think of cornerback 2s, that I mean the Jets. You got Gardner and who's the other guy? Reed, or no, not Reed.
No,
why can't I think of his name?
Oh my God,
you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But
hang on, I'm pulling up their depth chart.
God, why is it missing?
You see that video of Aaron Rodgers, by the way? Everybody's freaking out. DJ Reed, DJ Reed. That's right. Yeah. Dude, that game. Oh, that's right, man. That Jets game with him and Sauce. Woo! They're pretty good. See that video of Aaron Rodgers? Everybody's worried that he was hobbling out there, man.
When?
I don't know. There's a video from OTA that he went over to get his ankle taped or something, and then he was just doing handoff, roll out drills, and he was not moving well. So a little bit of worry there from the Jets. So, yeah, man. I mean, for 2 corners, I think you can do pretty well with the 2 that you got. A couple of things from the NFL. I want to get to this eventually. The most improved teams from NFL.com. They gave the 9 most improved teams ahead of this season. Browns are not on the list, which is fine because I think you came from an element of strength last year. I want to run through the 9. First, though, a Super Bowl in London. Stop that. It's there. There's rumors out there.
That's the dumbest
that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Seriously. So I do want to find exactly where this came from. So there, in today's day and age, where the NFL is looking for every single way to find some money, right? Apparently, the mayor came out. London's mayor came out and said, "I want to bring a Super Bowl over here to London."
Yeah. Why don't you start with a wild card game?
Dude, not even that. You can't even do that. You lose home court man.
True.
You're supposed to play that game at home, and it needs to be neutral site.
Disadvantage for the teams that had to do it.
Like, that is where this line has got to be drawn, man. And I know the NFL, they're greedy. Fine, whatever. They're greedy for you and me. How much money do you have to pay to watch every game this year? You got to have Prime. You got to have Peacock. You got to have cable. You got to have all this other stuff. Okay, you want to go to Brazil. You want to go to London. You're going to Spain. You're going to wherever else. Fine. That is where you draw your line. And I don't even think this is something about the NFL. Now, this came up last year that the NFL was pondering that possibility. And then the London mayor came out, that's why it's in the news, and said, we want to host it, man. Here it is. Sadiq Khan is the mayor of London. He told The Athletic, the Super Bowl is really important for us. We have a number of American football games. I wanted to come here because we want American sports fans in Europe to come to London to watch them and not just go to America. It's our sport, man. It's ours. And again, I'm fine with them becoming fans, and I'm fine with them being involved and giving all this money to the NFL. That is where you have got to draw this line, man. And I know people want to say, well, you could just travel to London. It's not that easy. And just boiling it down to this, could you imagine the year the Browns go to the Super Bowl and we got to go to London? You got to go to London? And I get that people say if you're going to spend the money, because what would a lot of people say? I only ever watch the Super Bowl at home, right? I would say, what would you dare say? Of 98% of NFL fans will never go to a Super Bowl? Probably. Your team gets into it, but at least if it's in Florida, hell, even if it's in San Francisco, I can get in my car and drive. I don't need a passport. It's going to be a long haul, but I'll get there. I'll go sleep in my car because I have to pay for tickets and I don't want to buy a hotel to rob that. And again, I don't know if the NFL is actually thinking about this. And if Raj asked me, I'd be like, dude, shut that down right now. And I guess there's always a number, right? Like there's always some sort of monetary amount that can make that work. You can't take that away from the fans, man. You just can't.
How much money do you think the average Super Bowl ticket is?
$800. Average, right? Like you got your 15,000, your 50,000 seats. I'm going to guess somewhere around $800. Somewhere around there. The average Super Bowl price. What do you got?
No way.
What?
This says in 2024, the average price for a Super Bowl ticket was $8,600. Yeah, I mean, with all this secondary market, and I know Ticketmaster and all of them just got, axed or whatever on the monopoly and all that. But it's like, are they taking into account the secondary market? Or are they talking about people that just buy straight tickets? I don't know. I guess $8,600, that doesn't sound that outlandish. But I'm talking about, like, the nosebleeds. Like, your back is up against the wall up in the nosebleed section of AT&T Stadium. I think you're paying, I guess maybe $1,000, man. Because I was gonna ask. So at the total to watch every NFL game this season, because we know it's all going to streaming and you have to have every single one.
With the Carolina Panthers, it's actually cheaper for you just to get season tickets and go.
So this says to watch every game, $857.86. So my question was going to be when you said that average Super Bowl ticket was like $800, whatever it is, because I think you could get a Super Bowl ticket for probably, around there.
I guess maybe. Yeah, you wait the day
Would you
of
rather pay that amount of money to, let's pretend it's just the same amount of money
Okay.
to the cent. Would you rather pay to watch every NFL game this season to be able to have it?
Or go to the Super Bowl? I'd rather watch every game.
I would think
I would rather watch it.
I think I would too.
You're talking about months worth of entertainment versus just one.
But then it's like
watching your
it's a
team.
Super Bowl.
Well, and again, but you're playing the game that your team goes, right? Like you don't know when God, I hope the Browns go this year, but you don't know they put these Super Bowls out years in advance. That's one thing. Like the NFL needs to maybe start drawing the line on some of this stuff. Like, I'm being selfish. I'm a bougie American, I guess. That's our thing, man. I'm not asking Real Madrid to come over here. I'm not asking for them to play the Premier League championship over there. That's your thing. Fine. And if I was really that big of a soccer fan, I would go. If you're a fan in London, your team, you adopt the Cleveland Browns, and they're going to the Super Bowl, well, you got to come on over, man. Sorry, you got to come on over. Vice versa. I'm not asking them to bring their soccer games over here. I know the World Cup is coming and all that, but still, like, that's, Florio wrote this on NBC Sports, or on MMQB. Not MMQB, Pro Football Talk. Jeez, oh man. He said, plenty of Americans would also regard London Super Bowl as a bridge too far in the effort to globalize the game. Even though only a small fraction of domestic fans ever go to a Super Bowl, it's a quintessential American event. It's not the Olympics or the World Cup, but this is your headquartered in the United States. This is your sport.
And then you're talking about, what's the time difference in London?
Well, see, here's the thing.
Because you're not starting a Super Bowl.
No. They would start it at the same time. They would just need to adjust it over there, so they'd be playing at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, hell no.
They'd be playing at 11 o'clock at night over there.
Hell no.
It doesn't work. And again, I'm sure the mayor is just bringing this up is he up for election or something? Is he like just trying to get some vibe or some mo going over there? That ain't happening. I feel really confident in saying I don't think there's any way that happens. All right, NFL.com, the most improved teams. They did 9. Now, what I want to do, Ryan, is I'm going to give you the team, and I want you to tell me if you feel like they should be on the list of most improved team. Okay, all right?
Well, one's got to be Chicago.
It is the Chicago Bears. Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, Jalen Johnson signed to an extension.
Rome.
You bring in Rome, and yes, one Caleb Williams. On the list deservingly, probably. And that's coming from,
absolutely.
They're going from 2 wins to 7. That's an improvement, and you expect them to be better. But yes, I would say Chicago Bears deserve to be on this list. Okay, number 2, most improved team in the NFL. Or do you want to guess and see if any of you hit any of the ones on here?
Cardinals?
No. Hang on. Let me get all 9 of them to make sure that they're not on this list. Because it goes in order, but it's not them.
Well, okay, did they put Steelers?
The Steelers are on the list.
Yeah.
They're at 5. You improve with Russ and Justin Fields. They draft Roman Wilson. They use their first 2 pick on linemen. Okay, fine. Like, you're improving from Kenny Pickett. I can improve from Kenny Pickett.
That's not very difficult.
So that's not great. So they're one that I'm like kind of a tweener on there. Philadelphia was number 2.
Yeah.
And that is one that I go, you got Saquon Barkley. They got Bryce Huff to replace Hassan Reddick.
Quinyon and Cooper DeJean.
That's right. With their picks. Which, damn, do I like those picks for them. But they were in the playoffs. They were really good. Do they deserve to be on the most improved?
They had the hardest fall off of any NFL team last year.
Somebody had a projection. They think Saquon's going to go over 2,000 scrimmage yards there in that offense. Is that not something real quick? Like, you see this, and I'm a big Saquon Barkley guy. Like, you see this piece, and you're like, oh, my God, he's short. Does it ever actually work out the way you think it's going to?
Only CMC be doing that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But Philly is on the list. The New York Jets on the list. They added Mike Williams, some linemen, and I guess Aaron Rodgers coming back to help.
They got Mike Williams. They got that. God, I'm so bad at names. The Cowboys offensive
Tyron Smith. They got Tyron Smith. Yeah. That enough to be on the most improved list? I don't know.
You get Breece Hall back from injury.
I guess. The Detroit Lions on most improved. They were in the NFC Championship game.
Who'd they trade up to get that corner?
Taron Arnold. And then they got Ennis Rexstraw, too, in their first 2 picks. They got DJ Reader, got him out of Cincinnati. Good. Marcus Davenport.
Right.
And they lost Jonah Jackson, but they brought in Kevin Zeitler. So that's their moves. Steelers, Houston Texans. They got
Mixon and Diggs.
Diggs and Mixon. And they also signed Danielle Hunter. That's right. Chargers. How in the hell are the Chargers on the most improved list?
You know why, baby.
Well, it doesn't.
You know why, baby.
I don't think Jim Harbaugh's that good.
Oh, I'm not talking about no Jimmy. I'm talking about the best wide receiver in that class.
Oh, they got Ladd McConkey. Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. I didn't
well
read
deserved. Well deserved.
Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler gone. Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack should have been gone. How in the hell did they got J.K. Dobbins?
Yep.
Great.
I'm not sure exactly why they're that improved.
I don't see that improvement.
Unless it's the gym factor.
The Commanders with Jaden Daniels improved, I guess. Got Bobby Wagner, got Jeremy Chin, the safety. And the final most improved team, the Cincinnati Bengals. Burrow back.
Really?
They drafted Amarius Mims.
Yeah.
They get Von Bell back.
They got some big old guards.
Geno Smith.
Stone, you mean?
Oh, Geno Smith. Yeah, Geno Smith. Geno Stone back at safety. Higgins and Trey Hendrickson want their trades, but they're on the most improved. So, again, I want to run through this. Commanders, Bengals, Chargers, Texans, Steelers, Lions, Jets, Eagles, Bears, most improved. Some belong, some do not. Jets should not be on that list.
Chargers
should not be on that list.
I don't know about Commanders.
I don't think the Steelers should be on that list, to be honest with you. The only reason I brought it up was
I mean, they got some low-key decent pieces.
The Steelers?
Yeah. They got Queen. They got Patrick Queen. As easy as it was to improve the quarterback situation, they still did improve that. Now they need a receiver for sure. But then who'd they draft?
The Steelers?
Fashanu?
Yeah. Fashanu, and then they took
they got Roman Wilson.
Or Fantu, and
Roman
then
Wilson.
Zach Frazier with their second pick, and then got Roman Wilson in the third round. I brought it up because there were two AFC North teams on this most improved list. Browns were not. The Ravens were not. Ravens are on the team too. There's no way, man. They took so many steps back.
And it's like when you're that good, I mean, how do you?
Well, that's kind of my thing with the Browns. Like, I don't think the Browns deserve to be on this list just because you were kind of stagnant. In a good way, you were stagnant.
Yeah.
You didn't need to improve in a lot of spots. You ran it back. You hope Deshaun Watson is your improvement.
And the Chiefs aren't on that list, obviously. The Niners aren't.
No.
That's because they're just
that good. I guess it was slim pickings for this to get to 9. I don't know how. But, did the Jets? All right. I'm all drunk on that Aaron Rodgers video, man. He looked like crap. He didn't look good. And I don't know, man.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers entered that list with Deshaun Watson in terms of the NFL would really, really, really not want to give him an award?
What do you mean? Oh, just with everything that he's probably on that list. Yeah. I mean, it's almost like he's worn out his welcome, so to speak.
He's 40.
But, yeah. All right, get over to baseball. All right, then we're working out. We're going to need to score a boost. Guardians in action this weekend against the Nationals. I head over to ESPN. MLB Award Watch List.
Ooh.
Bradford Doolittle.
My guy.
Your guy. You love Bradford Doolittle. So, first off, I would say you don't have anything for Cy Young. I don't think you have anything for Rookie of the Year unless...
You're telling me Ben Lively's not a Cy Young candidate?
He probably should be. Front runner is Seth Lugo of the Royals. Tanner Houck, Tariq Skubal. Oh, my God. I sold somebody short. They have a Cleveland Guardian in the race for Cy Young.
Hold on. Bybee?
No. You and I are thinking this too linear. We're thinking this just in one avenue.
What do you mean?
It's not just starting pitching, buddy.
You're talking about Clase?
Emmanuel Clase is on this list.
I didn't know a pitcher that wasn't a starter has ever
Anybody?
won it.
It's the best pitcher in baseball.
Has a non-starter ever won
I want to say, I'm shooting from the hip here. Did Billy Wagner? No, not Billy Wagner. Gagne, maybe? Hang on. Cy Young.
I just kind of assumed it was always going to be a starting pitcher.
To win. I think.
Kind of like how the NFL MVP is always quarterback, but this is even on steroids more.
Okay. Mike Marshall in 1974 became the first relief pitcher to win. In 1992, Dennis Eckersley was the first modern closer to win the award. Eric Gagne won it in 2003. That's it. I knew that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be something.
Now in the AL, the Garrett Cole, Verlander, Robbie Ray, Shane Bieber, all that kind of stuff. Flipping over here. Yeah, man. 03, Eric Gagne won it. He did. He had 55 saves that season.
What's Clase at right now?
That's a good question.
15?
Maybe. Something like that. All right, here, because actually they did break it down. I have guys that have the saves. Sparky Lyle won it in 77 in the AL with 26 saves. Raleigh Fingers in 81.
Dude, we got to bring back those names.
Oh, no. Baseball names in the past are not the same.
Matt and Ryan aren't doing it.
God, Raleigh Fingers. Oh, yeah. Catfish Hunter. You want that for the past? Former Cy Young winner there. Willie Hernandez in 84. Then Eckersley in 1992 with 50. That was the last time in the AL. For the NL, Gagne did it with 55 saves in 2003. Mark Davis in 1989 won 44 saves. Steve Bedrosian in 87 had 40. So I think, and Bruce Sutter back. So I'm going to say he eclipses 50. You got to do it. Now, the other side of that, you can't have some Verlander type year that he wins the Triple Crown or goes crazy. Like, I'm not trying to crap on Seth Lugo, but, you know, that would have to be it. They didn't do a write-up on him. They didn't do a write-up on Clase. But they just, what they looked at was, I can't tell what this statistic was that they're looking at here. Hang on, let me scroll up here. It's definitely not WAR. So the air legitimacy, all are crucial contextual factors, the WAR, all that kind of stuff. Fans vote. I'm trying to, so they have a number. They have a number. But I don't know what that number is. Welcome to baseball, right? A contribution number? Clutch factor? I have no idea. Axe. Okay, I found it. What the hell is Axe in baseball? Not Axe body spray. Axe baseball. What does that mean? Find it out here. I don't want Axe baseball bats. Axe baseball stat. What the hell is this? Why is this so hard? And I'm not getting to my Wilbon crap about exit velocity and all that stuff. But, like, how can I just not find what the hell Axe is? It should not be that hard. I don't even know what it is. And now I'm derailing everything. So, whatever. So, that's Cy Young. So, you do have a guy in the Cy Young. I take that back. We now go to American League MVP. Your front runner, no question about it, is Juan Soto. He has a 138.4 Axe. Please, for the love of God, somebody tell me what that is. Kyle Tucker, Bobby Witt, Gunnar Henderson, Aaron Judge, Jordan Westberg, and Jose Ramirez, who's got a 129.5 Axe, whatever that means.
Is it just AXE?
AXE. Seriously. Oh, I'm such an idiot. It's here on the page. What is Axe? I didn't scroll up. I'm sorry. Axe is a rating system developed to combine the results from the leading publicly available value metrics. So what they do is they take batting WAR, pitching WAR, F WAR, win probability added, and championship probability added. So this is a metric just to tell you how damn good your guy is, okay? So again, Juan Soto's at 138. Bobby Witt is at 138. Gunnar Henderson, 138. Aaron Judge, 135. Jose Ramirez, 129. Anthony Volpe, 129. You will never guess who's on this list at number 9.
It's a Guardian? Is it a batter?
David Fry! Yes. He is 9th with 125.
He's raw.
Who would have ever thought that David Fry would be on an article about the AL MVP?
He's him.
He's on the list, man. He's on the list. Dude, Bradford Doodle, keep an eye on David Fry. He's not going to contend for the MVP. He probably won't get any votes. Still, his season has been fascinating for the Guardians squad. He's hit 535, or he's slashing 535, 485 slugging, on base percentage of 600, while getting playing time at first, third base, and catching left field, all that. Despite only playing about half the time, Fry ranks second among AL hitters in win probability added and number 1 in championship probability added.
Unreal.
Suck it, Judge. Take that. Will it last? He says no. But he goes, it's a joyous run thus far for David Fry.
Some insanity type
This
stuff.
is right. Right. David Fry on an AL MVP list with Aaron Judge, with Juan Soto. Never would have thought that happening, but here we are. I'm going to tweet that article out. I think it's pretty crazy. All right, NL frontrunner MVP, Mookie Betts. Shohei is just behind him. Contreras is there. Jurickson Profar. Marcelo Ozuna, there. Mentioned Seth Lugo for the AL MVP. And by the way, so that numbers I was talking about, Seth Lugo is at 142 Emmanuel Clase is at 125. He's there with like Cole Reagans and Tariq Skubal. So they're there. NL Cy Young. Ranger Suarez of the Phillies. Chris Sale. Chris Sale? Yeah, man. He's pitching his ass off.
Glasnow in there?
Zach Wheeler, Hunter Green, Tyler Glasnow is 6. Logan Webb, who's really good for the Giants. I'm going to put some money on Logan Webb. I don't like that. Rookie of the year, Luis Gil for the Yankees. Oh, my God. I sold somebody short again.
For Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, there's an Indian Guardian on the list. Oh, my God. There's 2.
For rookies?
Hunter Gaddis and Cade Smith.
Hunter Gaddis, a rookie.
I don't think he's acquired enough time. Like, you have to play in so many games to get your status. He's on this list. He's got a 110. Cade Smith's got a 109. See if they got a write-up on that. No, they don't. They don't. But they're on this list. And then Shota, the guy for the Cubs, is a big favorite out there with the NL. Manager of the year.
It's got to be Vogt.
It is Stephen Vogt. It is Stephen Vogt.
I mean, how can it not?
112 over Matt Quatraro of the Royals, Aaron Boone, Brandon Hyde, Scott Service for the Mariners. Your league leader is Stephen Vogt.
Has to be.
What an article, man. I'm so glad. So I click on it, and usually I scroll through just so I have some information to do, but I like the natural reaction that we have. How about that? Memorial Day poll of major awards. You have 2 guys in the top 10 for MVP. You got a guy in the top 10 for Cy Young. You got 2 guys in the top 10 for Rookie of the Year, and you got the Manager of the Year right now in Stephen Vogt. Here we go. I'm selling Stephen Vogt short. Here we go. Manager. How the race is going. Manager balloting is always tied to team expectation and performance. Right now, Vogt, a rookie manager tasked with replacing Terry Francona, has the Guardians on a 107-win pace. There aren't many seasons in which a manager might outshine what Matt Quatraro has done in the Royals, but Vogt is doing it so far. What a list, man. All right, place your vote. Somebody's got to win something. What would you take? Jose MVP, Clase Cy Young. That's a damn good question.
Unfortunately, I don't think Jose's going to get it. I think it's going to be Soto.
Probably not.
And then in terms of, I don't know. I've never seen in my lifetime a non-starting pitcher get Cy Young, so it's hard to bet that.
Here's the thing on that.
And I don't think Gaddis
I don't think they're going to win that either.
I would bet the most one is Stephen Vogt. Can I vote that?
You can do whatever you want.
That's the most likely one, 100%.
Do you want to put that out to the people?
I think that's
I think it's a great question. If you had to put money on it today with our friends at Tipico, if you had to pick a winner for the Guardians this season, Jose wins the MVP, Clase wins the Cy Young, or Vogt wins Manager of the Year, do you think Vogt's going to run away with that? He's going to get the votes?
It all depends on, if the wheels fall off, no. And if
I'm kind of leaning Clase, man. Like, in a year where you don't have somebody that just beats you over the head with a 20-game winner and 3 ERA, Clase is filth. Like, he is so untouchable. That might actually have to be my vote, man. That's an interesting one. I just love the Guardians are in this. I just love that we're just even peppered into this article, right? You're up there with the names. And again, you're on a 107-win pace right now. Jose MVP, Clase Cy Young.
I wonder if people are going to be like me and not realize that that's...
we could, put it in there. I'm assuming most people would understand. It's been a while. Maybe we're due. Maybe we're due for a reliever. Vote Manager of the Year.
Skipper of the Year.
Skipper. You know, Terry hated when people would call him coach. I've been in interviews with him and they call him coach and he just cringes. What do they want to tell you? He's a manager. He's not a coach. He's a manager. Skip. I guess you can call him Skip if you want, but he's a manager. He's not a coach. So that's a little, baseball insight with that. But they used to bother him a lot. All right, we got a lot coming up here in hour 2. We'll get to the grid. We'll get to a little bit of time up. Got some more NFL things I want to dive into as well. And we'll continue on with the finals. Our first question is up. You want to get a quick update on that, Ryan? Where are you at with Kyrie Irving? He's going to the finals. Are you rooting for him? Are you rooting against him? And how much part of that is the fact that he's playing the Boston Celtics?
Well, not really close. Not a lot of animosity. 88% rooting for him in the finals and 11.6 against him. I got to imagine a lot of that is just rooting against Boston.
I would say definitely. I would definitely say that. And obviously today's a big day in Time Up. I sent the video out already. People are all over it, so we'll get to that coming up. Folks, Tipico is where it's at. Thank God I listened to myself and I didn't bet Minnesota last night. I took the over. It hit. We're off to the races with Tipico. Got this little lull in basketball. No worry about it. Let's dive into our baseball. We got it all weekend on Tipico, folks. Download the app. Go to it right now and use that code Fontana. I'm already in it. I was already looking at my Guardians parlays for today. Here's the boost they already got. You want to go three-way Nerfy? Guardians, Nationals, Rangers, Marlins, Diamondbacks, Mets. No run, first inning of any of those, plus 552. I'll put $5 on that. I'm in, man. Face ID, we're in. Boom. Ryan!
Huh.
I'm that much. I got $10 to go to my cash. So actually, when we do if I put $10 in our boost tonight, I'm going to hit my cash back. Folks, cash back is where it's at. They are the best in the industry when it comes to it. It's so easy and simple. You place the bets like you normally would. Every bet within a parameter. I want to do this. Here, I don't do this enough. For straight bets, it's any bet minus 150 or longer. So you can't place a minus 700 bet. Minus 150 or better, and any parlay plus 100. That's low for a parlay. You get cash back rewards. And then it just gets right back into your account when you hit the threshold. It's that easy. It's that simple. You're placing your bets anyway. Get that cash back. It gets right back into your account. Then also, the available unlocked rewards and promotions, right? I don't talk about those enough. Right now, French Open, a live $5 protected bet. I could claim that right now. You want to bet on the Crew, the CONCACAF Champions Cup. $5 for every. So here's what you do. You bet $10 on the CONCACAF Champions Cup. You can earn $5 for every goal scored in that match. This one's been going on all season, which I love. The Slugger Spectacular at Tipico. You could earn a $25 bet credit if a grand slam is hit in the game that you bet on. All you have to do is make a qualifying wager of $25 or more on a game. You could go bet just the Guardians to win tonight. $25. They hit a salami. $25 back to you. And, wait a minute. Ooh. Oh, their best bets for the UFC fight. I wonder if they got any promotions going for that. I should ask him that. Poirier is going to get beat up, man. He's going to get beat up bad this weekend.
Who's he fighting?
Islam Makhachev. He's pretty damn good. Although, can I give you a little tidbit for the UFC fight this weekend? So there's another. The undercard is Sean Strickland, who's a piece of crap, and Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa is this guy. He looks like he's like a Greek statue. He's just ripped and he's jacked. He gets in there, and in 2 minutes, he's sucking eggs. He's out of gas, right? He's lost like 3 out of his last 4 fights. Here's the interesting thing. I think it's the last 6 or 7 main cards that Paulo Costa has been on. The champion that fought that night, they all lost. He is on a streak. So again, that would tell you that Islam Makhachev is going to lose on this. They're calling it the Paulo Costa trend. The last 7 cards that this guy has been on, the main event, the champion has lost their belt.
Wow.
So if you want to take that, you would say Dustin Poirier is going to win. I don't think he's going to, though. So
all right.
Dive in on that. I know I'm playing around this, man. I want to get in. Let me get a little bit.
So I was just distracted by this absolutely absurd LeBron stat.
Did you see the one about he's done that 6 times?
Dude, that's
Tell
unbelievable.
everybody. I saw it this morning, too. Tell everybody what it is.
Players.
Typical code Fontana 150. Deposit $150 with that code for new customers. Get 2 $75 protected bets. Terms and conditions apply. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Tell everybody how insane LeBron is while I make my UFC picks over here.
Luka's the 4th player ever to drop 450, 150, and 150 in a single postseason.
450
Obviously,
points,
assists,
rebounds, and assists.
Luka just did it.
Again, 4 players have done it.
Luka's done it this year. Jokic did it in 2023. Larry Bird did it in 1987. And LeBron's done it 6 times. No other player's done it twice.
6 times.
How can you look at that, Matt, and be like,
and that's not even, again, I would assume all 4 of the Cavs runs. I would actually assume the Lakers won, and then probably just one with Miami. But isn't that something, man?
How do you not look at that and be like, that's easily hands down the GOAT?
That's what I'm saying. Well, I don't just, well, you know where I stand on the whole thing. Jordan's the GOAT.
Why is he on that list?
That is crazy that Jordan's not on that list, isn't it?
Is it really, though, that crazy?
Yeah, I mean, he had a good supporting cast. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. All right, we got the morning update. We'll get to the grid. We got more NFL coming up as well. Stay with us. Friday edition right here. Big Play, Fontana Show.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
That's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yep.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds.
The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone, and at even odds.
If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today, all right?
Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party.
Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
All right, let's get into it. Also, I sent this tweet out. I want to get to it. I need some advice from the people out there, the parents out there. We're taking our 2 kids to the game for the first time tomorrow. They're 1 and 3. Help. Like anything. We got water. We're taking, their pouches and all that kind of stuff. Is there some sort of like really good insight intel to be able to help out with the kids? So I'm up that. That's at Matt Fontana 83. Drop me a follow there. Drop a follow for Ryan at Ryan Tyler 33 and at Matt Fontana Show. Let's get into it. Morning update. Ryan's got it, please.
All right, well, the Guardians look to bounce back tonight. After dropping a series in Colorado, they begin a 3-game stand against the Washington Nationals at Progressive Field starting tonight, 7:10 p.m. Tanner Bybee gets the nod for the Guardians. Meanwhile, Patrick Corbin on lip for the Nationals.
I mean, the Nationals, you're in this point right now where, again, you should be able to beat this team. Now, the Rockies series went a little south there. The Nationals are in the fight, right? In the fight relative of they're at 500. They're still 12 games back of their division. So it's not the Rockies. Okay, you should have beat them. You're at Coors Field. I hated it. Win the series. That's all I'm asking. You take 2 out of 3. But this is one of those weekends they're going to be vitally important for this team. And what I'm talking about is it's going to be a beautiful weekend. The ballpark is going to be packed. You got to win these games and get these people to come back. I'm talking about retention rate. That should be the name of the game for this weekend. Retention rate. I'm going with my family. I know a lot of people are. You want to go see a win, see the fireworks, have a great afternoon, and go, you know what? We need to buy tickets again. You get in the car and you go, when's the next game we can go to? It's an important weekend for this team from that standpoint. And especially, you're back at home. I think the off day helps. Get back after it here. I still feel really good, obviously, with where the guards are at. You're back out to a 3-game lead here. Take it on out. Win series. You'll be a playoff team.
Alrighty, well, Luka Doncic wills the Mavericks to his first finals appearance. The Mavericks' first since 2011 as they prepare to take on the Boston Celtics in the finals. First game is this next Thursday, June 6th. Celtics open up as a pretty heavy 6.5-point favorite here in Game 1, man.
Yeah, and I'm shocked by that line. You got to remember, part of that is you're getting in a big chunk of Boston betting and all that kind of stuff. But I just kept questioning if Luka and Kyrie were going to be enough. And Gafford has stepped up, and PJ Washington has stepped up, and Derek Lively and all that kind of stuff, and I get it. But you just look at the firepower that the Celtics have. They would die. They would die to have some of the rotational pieces that the Celtics have. The other thing, do you feel really confident about Jason Tatum showing up in the finals? I don't know, man. So I discussed this last night on ESPN. Rank the top 4 players in this series. Luka, Kyrie, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum.
Okay.
So very clearly number 1
Luka.
is Luka. That's not the debate. Bro, there are days that I think Kyrie is 2. There are days that I think Jaylen Brown is 2.
Yeah, you're right.
There are games and stretches
and
times where I just go.
Outside of that, there's not a huge gap.
No, I don't believe there is. I really don't. So even if you want to give it to Jason Tatum, there's a gap between him and Luka. So that's something that if the Celtics are going to win this, then you fall back on Porzingis and Derek White and some of these other guys. But, that gap is there. And I just look at Jason Tatum, and there's something I'm not a Boston fan. I'm furthest thing from it, right? There's something about Jason Tatum I feel is lacking. There's something about it, like moments of games take over moments of games. See, I feel like he disappears. And Jaylen Brown, I think Jaylen Brown has actually had a really good playoff run here. And again, it's, Tatum goes off for his 30 from time to time. But, I'll start with Luka. I'm not sleeping on the Mavs, man. I think there might be some good value for them to get it done.
I do, too.
I might go exacto here on Tipico, if I can.
I'm thinking Mavs in 7.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. All right, Tipico. Because I can go exacto on this, right?
Yeah, but
and
you can.
Again, boost parlay prayer. It's got to be futures, right? I love you, Tipico. Boston, Dallas, correct series score. Dallas Mavericks to win in 6 is plus 550. You want the favorite?
Yeah. I'm going to say favorite.
That's the favorite. All right, here. So the first 2 are split down the middle. Plus 340, plus 350. So these are the 2 heavy favorites.
Celtics in 6?
No.
Celtics in 5?
Celtics in 5.
And Dallas in 6?
No.
Celtics in 4?
Celtics in 7.
Celtics in 7.
Then, close behind, Celtics in 6. So the 3 heavy favorites. Boston in 5, Boston in 7, Boston in 6. All but a sweep. Then you go Dallas 4-2. Boston sweep is plus 600. Dallas to win in 7 is plus 800.
Can I get a Dallas sweep?
Plus 2,000. There you go. Pick one. I'm going to do it right now here on Tipico.
I'm going to go Mavs in 7.
Plus 800. Ooh, and I get back. I get closer. Oh, no, this is my straight. This is my straight on this. I like that. I'm in. Done. That's a lot of basketball, though, man.
Yeah, it is.
I'll take them. $10 wins me 90. There you go. Tipico. Code Fontana 150 when you sign up.
All right, Matt. Well, a $53 billion budget was passed in Illinois, however. I'm bringing this up because we can take a little bit as it pertains to us, perhaps, as the Chicago Bears. They will receive 0 funding in that $53 billion budget for their future stadium plans.
Yeah, I mean, I also... It's Chicago versus Cleveland. Chicago's one of the biggest cities in the world. And... I wonder how. Because that's my thing. They're so big. How are they not kicking anything in? How are they not contributing? And they have the spoil of riches because they have the land, they have the space. Yes, they use the lakefront better than we do. That's crazy. In that city, with as much commerce as they have and as much tax as they get, they're not kicking them a penny, huh?
I guess not.
Not good news for Jimmy Haslam and crew.
No, it is not.
Because if the city of Cleveland wants to play hardball, they're going to look over there. Now, Jacksonville is contributing money. We haven't done this in a while. Update. Where are you standing? What do you think? I'm still entrenched. They're staying downtown.
Yeah,
I'm still pretty entrenched. I think they're staying downtown.
I think they will.
I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to. This right now is the angry, just kind of bashing heads. I think cooler heads will prevail. The city of Cleveland will find something, and they'll get it done. And I'm telling you, I can't let this go. I'm not giving up hope that they find something else downtown. I know people have told me that's crazy. Like, they've looked. Trust me, they've looked, and they haven't found anything. But that's my hope. That's my biggest hope.
All right, Matt, were you a good speller? Are you a good speller?
No.
No?
No, I would say probably not. What's the one word you always misspell? It's probably restaurant for me.
I'm not very good at that either. Restaurant's a tough one.
Restaurant's
I bring it
a
up
tough
because
one.
12-year-old Bruhat Soma won the 96 Scripps National Spelling Bee.
Congratulations.
And a spell off at 12 years old.
Ooh,
He's from
spell off.
Florida. Now I was going to ask
Can you bet
Matt.
on this? Are there degenerates
way.
betting? Dude, Ryan, I'm telling you.
No, because they're not 18. There's no way.
Okay,
you
all
can.
right.
There's no
I'm
way
just
you can.
making sure. Well, on the legal
mean, I'm sure a
books.
couple drunk
I'm
buddies
sure
in the
that's,
garage.
Yeah. Could you imagine that? Sitting down with your buddies. Everybody bring over $40 worth of singles, and we're just going to go ahead and bet. You think he gets this word? 2-1, he gets the word wrong. Anybody? All right. Just sitting there like in Caddyshack in the bushes.
40 on the 14-year-old from Vancouver.
That's that guy. Go get it. Go get it there.
All right, but I bring this up, Matt.
Yeah.
You ready for the challenge? I'm going to give you some very commonly misspelled words in the
All
English
right.
language. Are you ready?
Yes.
Can you spell millennium?
So always the screw up is it M-I or M-E? It is M-I-L-L-E-U-M? No, that's short. I'm way too short.
You're already wrong.
It's a great Backstreet Boys album, so that's why I should have known it.
M-I-L-L-E-N-N-I-U-M.
2 N's there in Millennium. Okay.
All right, one more. Can you spell kaleidoscope?
No. K-E-I. Is it K-E?
Okay, can you spell restaurant?
R-E-S-T-U-R.
No.
Yeah, see, that's why I told you I never get restaurant right. Is it T-R-U?
We got to get you to get one. It's
R-E-S-T-R-U.
No, R-E-S-T-A-U.
A, that's what
Restaurant.
Restaurant.
All right, we got to get you one.
Okay.
Can you spell definitely?
So that's defiantly, definitely, right? D-E-F-I-E-N.
No.
Okay, we're screwed here.
D-E-F-I-N.
Okay.
I-T-E-L-Y.
Okay.
All right, this one you
We're
got
gonna
to
be here all day. I got places to be.
Embarrass. Last one. Embarrass.
I'm embarrassed by this. E-M-B-A-R-R-A. Is it embarrassed, is what you asked me, or embarrassment?
Embarrass.
Embarrass. E-M-B-A-R-R-A-S-S-E-D.
That was right. It was just embarrassed, but you would have spelled it right.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. All right, there we go. Congratulations, Matt.
Thank you. I should just enter. I had a buddy that I played baseball with, and he was on. I didn't. There's like a circuit, right? You don't just show up to the Scripps National Spelling Bee.
No.
You got to qualify in that. And
like qualifying for the Kentucky Derby.
He literally, and he was a good baseball player. He's a good football player. He's really smart, obviously. And he goes, yeah, I'd go home with my dad, and he goes, we're just gonna do like 500 words tonight. And he and his dad would just sit there at night, and he had a book. So you know the book for Scripps National Spelling Bee. Every word has to come out of this book. And it's a fat book. It's a thick book. And he sits there, and he just goes, my dad would just give me a bunch of words. Now, he did tell me, too, and I know there's other people that have mentioned this, too. When they ask other things, it doesn't actually matter. They're doing that to waste time for them to think. When they ask country of origin or use it in a sentence, that's just stalling tactics. Some of it is language of origin of, like, is it French? So is it there an X in there or something like that? That's a world, man. I think about that a lot with my kid. Because I want him to do whatever he wants. I truly, he's got to play guitar. He loves this guitar. I would love nothing more for him to get into music. I have nothing in music, so maybe I'll go to guitar lessons with him. But that's something I feel bad because, like, if he wants to go take guitar lessons, if he wants to become a spelling bee champ, I got nothing to do to help you. I can help you field a ground ball. I can teach you a nice little single leg. I had a good high crotch in wrestling. I can teach you some football. I got nothing when it comes to the arts or the sciences.
I don't think many dads do.
Yeah, but I'll try. I feel like the kids that are really good at that do have a parent that steps in and go, I'm going to show you the ways here.
Yeah, but you can also find stuff you can learn together.
Yeah, I guess. I'd take guitar lessons with him on that, but we'll see.
You can teach him about Immaculate Grid.
I was going to say, maybe not come to me for the Immaculate Grid, man. Maybe that's not a good... And by the way, I appreciate everybody. I've got a lot of responses on what I need to do with my kids. So I said, I'm going to the game. What can I prepare?
Leave them at home?
Yes, somebody said. He goes,
Hire a
DJ,
babysitter?
bring your own food, but get the Bavarian pretzel. It feeds you both. Brad, just understand it's not going to be perfect. Don't expect much from your children. Remember, it's all about the memories. Soak it in. They're not going to understand, but someday they will. Be patient and enjoy. Dan says just prepare to not be sitting for a long time.
Just don't be that dad that you have their kids crying all the time, please.
No, and you and I debate this, man, or we discussed this in the press. When kids cry in public, there's nothing...
You're pro that? I'm anti that.
No, it's not that I'm pro that. Like, I don't
You're just
want...
more tolerant of it.
I don't want my kid crying in public, but there's nothing I can do about it. So when I see other parents... The other thing, people hear kids crying, they just go, oh, those must be really crappy parents. Like, they have nothing to do with it. They're kids. You know? Like, you ask literally, my son will be 3. You ask him a question, and he will tell you no. And in 30 seconds later, you ask him the same question. He looks at you like, yes, of course. What did you just ask me? Yeah. And it's like, they're kids. They don't know it. So when they like crying, I don't want them crying in public because I don't want to ruin other people's time. But it's probably going to happen. And I also like to a couple of the tweets here. If we make it 5 innings, that'll be a miracle. Like, I'm not one of these people that are like, we're staying for the whole game and we're going to be there an hour early. We're going to show up late and we're going to probably leave early. But it'll be a lot of fun, so I appreciate all the support on that. All right, let's get to it. Immaculate Grid. Cleveland Browns today. All right, we aced it yesterday. Ryan is back. 1,000-yard rushing season.
Yep.
Go.
Marshawn.
Wait, does he work for... What are the other 2 teams? I didn't even know.
Jets and Lions, so no.
Okay. Are you sure? Okay. Jim Brown, Nick Chubb.
You know what? In honor of Nick.
So what wishes there? I hope he's doing well. I really do hope he's doing well. Now, you could say Mike Vick, but did he not play for the Jets? Am I misremembering that?
I think he did a year. I think he did.
Now, can you come up with another Jets Falcon? Like, off the top of my head, no. Did Vic play for the Jets? He did, so maybe we use him there. Now, the question is 1,000-yard rusher. Did Bijan get it last year?
No.
I don't think so.
I think Tyler Algier had more yards.
What about Michael Turner? You remember him? The running back? He had to have had it, man. Right?
I feel like I can think of another Jet Falcon.
No, go Michael Turner. I go Michael Turner.
All right, man.
I feel. Yeah, okay. Now go Vic. All right. You want to ace out some Browns here? We can go Jason Trusnick. Jets, Browns. Brodney Poole, Braylon Edwards. Any of those guys work. For the rarity score, you can go Trusnick.
.1%.
Isn't that good? Isn't that a good pull?
Jamal Adams.
Oh, yeah, good call on that one. Yeah, good call. I was going to go Browns, Leones. Old friend, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Old friend. All right, buddy, we're flying here. I love it. Seahawks, Lions. I don't know why Matt Flynn came to mind there, but I don't think so. Lions, Falcons. Why do I think Barry Sanders?
But Lions, Falcons. Jeff Okudah, right? Or did he just go to Atlanta?
I think he just got to Atlanta. Oh, no. No, because he just got to Houston. Yeah. That's right. So he works there. You're right. Jeff Okudah works there. Well done. All right. Take your time. Sit on back. Quarterback. Flynn, no. It's just Stafford was there for so long. Tim Boyle, no. Tim Boyle. Ugh. Fitzpatrick's out. Josh McCown is out. All right, legacy players. Walter Jones? I don't think so. I think he played his whole career there. Yeah, he did. No. God, who was the guard that just got in the Hall of Fame from Seattle? Hutchinson. Steve Hutchinson. Did Steve Hutchinson play for the Lions?
Did Dominic Sue play for the Seahawks?
Oh.
I don't know if he did.
I picture the jersey. You know what? That's my issue is I sit there and then when I think it, I then picture their name on the back of the jersey and it's probably not true. It's not.
For Tampa.
It's not. He played for Tampa, Miami, the Rams, and the Eagles. Okay. We haven't checked the Twitter comments. Oh, good call. Mike tweets, work done. Work done would have gone 1,000 yards. That's good call and work done.
Who?
That's right. Work done. You don't remember him? You don't remember Warwick Dunn?
What is his Wart?
Warwick.
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 No.
Warwick Dunn. The story on that is his charity is the one that built the house that Deshaun Watson grew up in. Out of Atlanta.
Oh, Angelo got it.
Yeah, Angelo's got us one.
We got 2, Percy Harvin and Golden Tate.
Oh, yeah. Good call. Yeah. Yes. Well done on that. Angelo bailing us out in 4 minutes. Let's go.
Wait, Golden Tate played for the Seahawks?
Yeah, I know he played for the Seahawks. Yeah.
Oh, and I know he played.
Yeah. Round of applause on out for everybody. Thank you very much.
We got done. That was fast.
That was a quick one. 4 minutes, man. In and out. Yaz tweets me, you got to go to customer service and get their first game certificate. I guess you can do that on the app. So now we're flipping back over a little bit. And I'm taking my kids. My wife and I are taking our 2 kids to their first game tomorrow. And I'm just asking parents for advice. Somebody said the food you got to get is the Bavarian pretzel because it's enough to feed everybody.
That sounds so good.
Doesn't it good with a little mustard on it? A little bit of that?
No.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Beer cheese, yes.
Oh, beer cheese, sure. But a good mustard with that, too.
No,
My kid my son will destroy
if
some
you
Bavarian
want to
pretzel.
ruin it.
What I got to do is keep them away from the cotton candy. That just gets into a... But then how do you deny a kid cotton candy at a ball game?
That's gross. Just have him munch on some peanuts.
I don't think... Well, peanuts, I don't think he's going to... I might get him some Cracker Jacks because he can do that. The question is, do we feed him before we go? Because, again, somebody tweeted me that you can take food into, into the ballpark. We're going to take, like, pouches, and we got to take some water and that kind of stuff. We'll do that. But I also want him to, like, enjoy... He does love hot dogs. He does love hot dogs. So I'll get him a hot dog. I think I got to stay away from the cotton candy with him. The other issue is going to be, I know he's going to want pop. He doesn't really know what pop is, but he knows when so, like, I'm going to have to avoid having a pop. I'll have a beer, just one on the drive, before I get home, but on the drive home. We probably drink it heavy Saturday night when we get home. It'll be a whirlwind. Any other advice that I got from the people out there? Any parents out there that can help me,
Don't forget the sunscreen.
Sunscreen, good call. Yeah, we're in the shade, but that's probably not a bit. He loves his baseball hat, so he's going to take his glove. He does have sunglasses, so we'll be good on that. Everybody's bringing up the kids' clubhouse, but where we're sitting, it's on the opposite. Like, we are as far away from the kids' clubhouse that we could be. Is it worth the trek? Probably, right? It's got to be.
Wait, so what is that?
So, like, if you're standing,
you just
at
drop
home
your
plate,
kids off there?
No. You can't. They have to be attended. So basically, what it is if you're standing at home plate up the right field, like second in between the third and second deck, they renovated some of what used to be suites, and it's like a kids' clubhouse. It's 2 levels. There's like a slide. You can draw a slider. It's meant to have your kids run around. Now, the parents, you have then a window you can look out and watch the game if you really want to. But the thing is, if he doesn't know about it, what's he going to miss? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'd like him just to sit
Have him
down,
sit at the game.
watch and watch the game. Like, that's it for me.
100%.
And once we get up, Pragmatis on Twitter, depending on your kids do with noise, you might want to take some headphones or earbuds. Good call. When they blow that, I'm worried about the baby. They're going to hit home. Well, I guess if they hit a home run, I'm going to tell my wife, click, cover him up. That's a good call, though, Pragmatis. I appreciate that. Because they also blow it off before the game to scare the birds away. So they always do that. But yeah, I'm excited. We're sitting on the third baseline in the shade, which is going to be great. And yeah, I'll let everybody know on Monday how it went.
Who's pitching tomorrow?
Don't even know.
Bybee today, so it might be Lively.
Yeah, I think it's Ben Lively. It's got to be Ben Lively. Yeah, that's right. We saw McKenzie. We just saw Logan Allen. We just saw Xavier Curry. It's got to be Ben Lively. All right, Ben. Be sitting there live betting. I'm like, this is great. Where's the kid? I don't know, but I just hit a $3 parlay on this inning. Let's go. Here we are. Let's run. Did you see this story out of the Ohio Secretary of State about Angel Hernandez?
No.
So we all know Angel Hernandez retired and everybody's ripping it. To the Ohio State legislature, where Secretary of State Frank LaRose invoked Hernandez to respond to false statements about a proposed ban on foreign money. So this is one thing I've been seeing that's going on. So his quote was, I applaud the General Assembly for moving quickly to close this campaign finance loophole. Ohio's Constitution expressly prohibits non-citizens from voting in our elections. Foreign billionaires shouldn't be able to fund campaigns. As the legislature completes its work, I need to correct the record on some false statements that will no doubt be repeated about this ban. Several lawmakers have claimed that foreign money in our elections is already illegal under federal law, and those federal restrictions also apply to state campaigns. That assertion is so wrong, even Angel Hernandez couldn't blow that call.
Wow.
So he said, there's an idea that's not true, and he said that is so patently false that even Angel Hernandez wouldn't get that wrong.
What a shot.
What a shot across the bow at poor Angel Hernandez. So Bet Online, shout out to Jimmy Shapiro. They do funny like betting odds from time to time. Some of it's legit, but some of it's just funny. I got an email about Angel Hernandez next job. Optometrist was on the list. Like they're just making fun of him at this point. Optometrist, used car salesman, TV analyst, MLB announcer, Cuban diplomat, optometrist, anger management coach, weather forecaster, Braille instructor, and astrologer were some of these things. And NFL replacement referee. Just some funny stuff on Angel Hernandez, but the guy can't escape it. I don't know what to tell you. All right, we got time up, including a very famous day in Cleveland baseball history. I already tweeted it this morning. We'll get to that coming up as well. Stay with us. Fontana Show right here on Big Play.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
That's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yep.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds.
The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone, and at even odds.
If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today, all right?
Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party.
Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
right, jump into it. A little bit of time up. I got something big in baseball, and I got one of LeBron James' greatest games of all time. But we go back 6 years ago today. NBA Finals, Game 1. J.R. Smith forgot what the score was. This day, 2018.
George Hill should have made his free throws.
Go to overtime. Yes, that's a damn right fact on that. Cavs fought to the Warriors, 124-114 in overtime. End of the game, end of regulation. JR forgot what the score was. And, it's so funny because at the time, he tried to come up with some excuse where he's like, I thought we were going to call a timeout. Or I thought this and I thought that. Then a few years later, he did that cold tub thing with Kevin Hart. And he goes, the line that always sticks with me because I just think it's so relatable. He goes, bro, you ever be in a situation where you thought you were so right and in reality you were so wrong? That's what happened. And
exactly
just the gap, would they have won that series? Probably not. We got swept. It is what it is. But it's another thing in the feather of LeBron's cap, man. That Warriors, now again, not the first year of Kevin Durant there, but that team was also pretty damn good, and you almost beat them with a collection of guys, Jags, and JR just would have remembered. And you're right, George Hill would have just hit his freaking free throws on that one. You know a box score from that day? 2018 NBA playoffs. All right. Yep, we got swept. Well aware. Thank you very much. Game 1. LeBron had 51. He had 51 points in that game. Kevin Love had 21. JR had 10. No other Cav was in double digits. George Hill, Tristan Thompson, your other starters. Jeff Green, Larry Nance, Jordan Clarkson, and Kyle Korver were your guys off the bench.
Jordan Clarkson was so bad.
Yeah, he got better, but he was not good here. For the Warriors, 29 for Steph, 26 for Durant, 24 for Klay Thompson. Draymond Green had 13. Sean Livingston had 10 off the bench. Nick Young, JaVale McGee also had 4 in that game for the Warriors going back this day 2018. This day 2014, Kyle Shanahan compared Johnny Manziel to Robert Griffin III. I guess. I mean, at that point, RG3 was coming off the Rookie of the Year, should have won that playoff game, tore his knee out, all that kind of stuff. Dude, I know that he has all but said this, but that hell that Kyle Shanahan had to go through dealing with Johnny Manziel. I know the whole team had to, but especially when you're obviously, now we know, that bright of an offensive mind and you're given that piece of crap and you got to deal with that. Poor Kyle, man. But at that point,
sure, he's a better man.
You had to believe the lie. You had to believe the lie that Johnny Manziel was going to be it, and he very clearly wasn't. This day, 2014, Gangnam Style becomes the first YouTube video to surpass 2 billion views on YouTube. Wow. I'm looking this up. Most viewed YouTube video of all time. This is this is from Wikipedia. Take this for what you want. So again, it surpassed 2 billion. The leader right now is at 14.5 billion views.
Is it a song?
Yes, but you would never get it, I don't think. I'll give you a second here to think through.
Is it like a K-pop song?
No, but it's not necessarily American.
Is it something by Bad Bunny?
No.
Is it Despacito?
That's second at 8 million or 8 billion. So again, think about this. This has almost 15 billion. The second closest has 8 with Despacito.
Like, what's the country,
I think it came out of Japan. South Korea. I'm sorry, South Korea.
What is K-pop?
It's not K-pop, though.
But it's from South Korea.
It is.
Is it by something by BTS?
No. It's a genre and an element that we just got done talking about a few minutes ago.
I don't know.
What am I doing tomorrow? Going to the ball game with
your family?
My kids.
Your kids?
Kids, South Korea.
What?
Again, to think about it this way. for this video to be this much, it just has to be parents that play this incessantly for their kids. Oh. What's the song that every parent plays incessantly for their kids? Baby Shark, do-do-do-do. Wow. I hate that God blessed song.
Baby Shark?
Baby Shark.
I didn't know that was Korean.
Oh, my God. And they love it. And what am I going to do as a good parent? I'm going to sit there and I'm going to scratch my eyeballs out. Baby Shark, do-do-do. Grandpa Shark, do-do-do-do. Hate it. And now everybody else has it.
Grandpa Shark, do-do-do.
You know, Miss Rachel plays it. These Bounce Patrol a-holes. All day, man. And I think we're pretty good about not letting our kids watch a lot of this stuff on TV, but there's times they get hairy and you got to go to the TV. By the way, also in the top 10, which is the one that we contribute to the most, Wheels on the Bus by Coco Melon has 6 billion.
Coco Melon's a big one.
Despacito is 2. Lulu Kids nursery rhymes. Johnny Johnny Yes Papa. I know that song. 7 billion. Are you stealing sugar? No, Papa. The Bath song from Coco Melon, 6.7 billion. Wiz Khalifa, See You Again, 6.2. Shape of You, Ed Sheeran, 6.2. Another nursery rhyme song. Uptown Funk with Mark Ronson is 9 at 5.2. And Look at Psy with Gangnam Style, still number 10 all time at 5.1 billion views.
No Taylor in there.
There is no Taylor Swift. I have the top 30, and none of them are in there. None of them are in there. Oh, wait. So wait a minute. Okay, wait. There's the Billion View Club. An early metric of the video's popularity was so-called the Billion View Club, denoting videos that had exceeded 1 billion views since their initial upload. There's now 400 videos on YouTube that have 1 billion views or more. But there are videos that predate the launch of YouTube in 2005, but were later added because they assume that they would have been. November Rain, Guns N' Roses, Numb by Linkin Park, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, and Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses would have been in it. Dude, man. I guess we just got to come up with a kid's song.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, of the top 30, no joke, I think about 10 of them are kids' songs. Maroon 5 is on here. Katy Perry is on here. Shakira. Oh, here's a great little trivia for you. Okay. Of musical artists, who is the artist that appears in the top 30 3 times for the most, for over billion? Again, so like we're talking 3 billion or more. There's one artist that has 3 videos on here. You got to guess which one it is. Who would you say?
It's a guy?
It is a guy.
Is it Justin Bieber?
No, he's got 1.
Is it Bruno Mars?
No.
Ed Sheeran?
It is Ed Sheeran. Katy Perry has 2. Maroon 5 has 2 for the billion, or again, over 3 billion. Where it is Baby Shark, man, 15 billion views. That's where we're at. A very important day for the city of Cleveland and the cover of Madden. Peyton Hillis wins it this day, 2011. I still maintain it's one of the most impressive things this town has ever done. Yeah. He beat Michael Vick out to be the Madden cover. Peyton Hillis, I still have the game. Still have it. Not worth anything, but something to be had there. And he's very much true as a very real-life hero. All right, I mentioned a LeBron game for the ages. Eastern Conference Finals. Game 5, 2007. Cavs, Pistons. LeBron scores 48, including 25 straight and 29 of the last 30 points. Cavs win 109-107.
That was game 5, right?
Yep.
And game 6 was the booby game.
Yeah. Shoot, booby, shoot. 2007 NBA playoffs. I want to just look at the team that LeBron had to drag there to the Eastern Conference Finals. Oh, sorry. Nets. I was like, we beat the Nets in the semifinals. All right. Game 5. Your starting 5 for the Cavs. 48 for LeBron. Zydrunas Ilgauskas had 16. Sasha Pavlovich 6. Larry Hughes 9. Drew Gooden 7. Daniel Boobie Gibson, 11 points off the bench in that game. Yeah, we got to you got to ask Boobie about that game, man. Has he talked about it?
He's talked about it.
On the anniversary here today, to be like, what were you guys thinking? We're just watching LeBron go off for 48.
Yeah, that is nuts.
25 straight and 29 of the last 30. That's pretty insane. This day, 1985, the New Orleans Saints were sold for $70 million. In an era where you have players making almost that in a season, the Saints were sold in 1985 for $70 million. It's insane. Good business to be in if you can admit it. This day, 1937, New York Giants pitcher Carl Hubble had his 24-game win streak snap.
I remember
24. That. Yeah, you were there. We were all there. This is a great. Ooh. Write this down for our bracket next week, young Ryan.
All right.
This day, 1885, Dr. John Harvey Kellogg filed the patent for flaked cereal and the process of making it, thus launching Kellogg's favorite cereal. We can debate it on Monday.
I got mine.
You got yours? I might go off the beaten path here a little bit. Not off the beaten path necessarily. I think Fruity Pebbles might actually be it for me.
I'm going classic. None of the sugary shit. I'm going Raisin Bran.
I do like Total. Do you ever have Total growing up? You put a little sugar on your Total?
It's between Raisin Bran and Honey Bunches of Oats.
I loved Rice Chex, too. You want to know the greatest cereal that I ever made at home? You mix half Rice Chex with half Lucky Charms. Off to the races, man. Off to the races with it. God, I love cereal. I haven't had it in a long time. Happy birthday goes out to Broadway Joe, Joe Namath, Kenny Lofton, Jordy Nelson, Shane Bieber, Clint Eastwood, the late great Mr. John Bonham, drummer for Led Zeppelin, Brooke Shields, and Colin Farrell. When's the Penguin show coming out? Is it later this year?
I think it's done filming.
Yeah, it's got to be, man. I am jacked for that. It's going to be a good summer. You get Deadpool, Wolverine. I got to get to the theater to see that. I haven't been to the movies in forever. You got that. You're going to get the Penguin. What other movie was I like? There's not Batman stuff. They're off for right now. It's going to be a long time.
When does that Superman movie come out?
Not for another 2 years. Oh. They haven't even started photography, I don't think. They're coming to Cleveland. Well, I guess they had to because I guess they're coming to Cleveland. So they got to be there. All right, two television shows and a movie for you. So we start this day, 2004.
Lost.
No, good guess, though. This is also a kids' television show. Animated television show out of it's British.
Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig is correct. Peppa Pig. He doesn't like Peppa Pig, so
he's scary.
He's on. Do you know what he loves right now? Bob the Builder.
Nice.
And there's a channel. If you have a Samsung TV, you know the Samsung you can actually watch Samsung TV. My wife always clicks on that, and she always, why are we still paying for cable? I gotta watch my sports. But they have a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day a week Bob the Builder channel.
Nice.
It's always just Bob the Builder. They have the old school Thomas on there too, which tugs at my heartstrings, man, because that's a show I watched growing up as a kid. So sitting down, I'm like, there's episodes where I think I remember it. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, he loves it. So that's great. But yes, Peppa Pig, this day 2004. All right, next up, 2000. This television show debuted. It is still on the air, and I believe entering
Survivor?
That is correct.
Woo!
I was going to say entering, I think, their 50th season. I've never watched an episode.
I haven't either.
I don't even know.
I have a buddy who's obsessed with it. Like the
parameter. Like, I know you're on the island, you get your thing put out, like you get voted off the island. I don't understand.
I don't really know the premise.
I don't know either. They're given the title of Sole Survivor, which is awarded a grand prize of $1 million. All right, Survivor places a group of people in an isolated location where they must provide food, fire, and shelter for themselves. Contestants compete in challenges including testing the physical abilities like running or swimming, or their mental abilities like puzzles or endurance challenges for rewards and, immunity from elimination. Contestants are progressively eliminated from the games. They're voted out by their fellow contestants. Only 2 or 3 of them remain. At that point, the contestants who were eliminated vote for the winner. So that's the whole thing. If I vote you off the island, I might need you to pick me later in the whole thing. Can you believe this? This series, Survivor, which started this day 2000, 46 seasons, 640 episodes. They've been nominated for 63 Emmys.
I believe it, man.
TV Guide ranked it the 39th greatest series of all time in 2013.
Oh, that'd be a cool list.
The list?
The greatest TV shows?
So I did that last year for my bracket when I was over there. That Seinfeld won it. Like Parks and Rec got eliminated early. MASH had a good run. Breaking Bad was in there. Sopranos were in there. Game of Thrones was in there.
Game of Thrones is so good.
I'm not going to watch it because I know how it goes. I've got TV Guide's list from 2013, the 60 best series of all time. Number 1, Sopranos. Number 2, Seinfeld. Number 3, I Love Lucy. All in the Family at 4. The Twilight Zone at 5. Man, my dad loves The Twilight Zone.
My dad.
The Wire was 6. Mary Tyler Moore 7. MASH 8. Breaking Bad 9. The Simpsons were 10. Law and Order 14. Saturday Night Live at 18. Is that not dead? Is Saturday Night Live not just like cooked? I feel like
they brought back Shane Gillis for that one episode. That was nice.
Yeah, but I mean that's all they got.
He has a new show on Netflix.
Oh, I saw that. It already got renewed for the second season. Mad Men was 21, X-Files 25, Friends 28, Sesame Street 30, Taxi at 35, Buffy the Vampire Slayer was 38 on TV Guide's best series of all time from 2013.
Never seen it.
The West Wing 42, Dallas 47, American Idol, St. Elsewhere, my mom loved that show, 51, The Big Bang Theory 52, Golden Girls, Everybody Loves Raymond. That was 2013, so like what shows in the past decade? Like The Office was running.
Stranger Things,
oh God, man. They already started shooting for season 5. I tell you, last season was the greatest single season television I've ever watched. I love Stranger Things. And I've watched Breaking Bad. I love Dexter. I love Parks and Rec.
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul was so good. Yeah, Breaking Bad was on that list. Better Call Saul is going to be on that list. That last season of Stranger Things was the best for me. So again, I think it'd be updated. They'd probably be on there. All right, final one. We go to a film that goes back to this day, 1985. I'm gonna just rip you the synopsis here from Wikipedia to see if you can get it. The film revolves a Los Angeles Times reporter, I can't say his name because it's the name of the movie, who is offered a large sum of money by a millionaire to kill him, claiming he has terminal cancer and suicide would invalidate his life insurance policy. He then becomes suspicious when the man is not ill. When he continues to investigate, his life was at peril.
I don't think I've ever heard that plot. It sounds really interesting.
Stars Chevy Chase, if that helps.
No.
Have you heard of Fletch?
I don't
The
think
movie
so.
Fletch. That's what it is this day, 1985. I've never watched it. I've not seen it. I just know it of Chevy Chase, but Fletch, this day, 1985. There you go. All right, great stuff on Time Opera. I think we got it. Are you ready? Here we go. Let's go, Guards. Come on now.
Oh, wrong music.
I know. I like this upbeat.
I do
though.
kinda
Maybe
like
this. If we hit this,
Yeah,
we have to
all
use
right.
this bed the rest of the time.
All right.
Fire, hot, burning. Ryan, 3 legs, strikeouts. You know we need another home run. Guardians to get the win. Lay it out for everybody here with Tipico.
All right, we're going over 5.5
Let's
Ks
go.
for Tanner Bybee. 1 home run for Josh Naylor. We'll take 2 if he wants to. And we're going Guardians minus 1.5. That's boosted to plus 1,900.
Oh, my God. Whoa, dude, come on now. Tipico, code Fontana 150. Use it, sign up, new customers. Deposit $150, get you $75 protected bet. Could you? I'm gonna do it right. I just want to see. What $75 would be on our boost, because that's pretty crazy.
That's 75 times 19.
You think I can do that math? Did you not just see me try to
I'm
spell?
gonna say that's $1,900. No, I'm dumb as hell. That wouldn't make sense. It's got to be like
$75 would be $1,600.
There you go.
On a free bet potentially. I'm going to go with our standard 10 here to win 214, buddy. Let's go. And cash back. Here we go, baby. Code Typico code Fontana 150. Get signed up. New customers, you'll deposit $150. You get two $75 protected bets, and we're off to the race. Ryan, I completely skipped it in time up. I don't know why I didn't put it in there. This day, 1996, Albert Bell trucks Fernando Vina. I tweeted the video this morning, and so we interviewed Albert a couple years ago, and he told the story. He said what happened was that earlier in the game, Eddie Murray hit the same exact ball, and Fernando Vina stepped in line. And Albert Bell looked at him and he said, don't do it again. Eddie Murray hit the same ball again, and Albert Bell trucked Fernando Vina. Of all your baseball clips, favorite ones that you think of, mine, Nolan Ryan beating up Robin Ventura. He runs out there and he gets him in the headlock and he's just beating the hell out of him. Kirk Gibson pumping it.
Gotta be Jose knocking out Tim Anderson.
That one.
Randy killing the bird.
Yeah. Scientists said that they could never even recreate that. And they said that the improbability of that happening, they said we can't even fathom how crazy that is. Did you see that bird get killed at the LPGA?
No.
They're at the U.S. Open. Somebody hit a shot into a par 3. There was a bird sitting there. They killed it.
That's so sad.
I know. Somebody came out and picked the poor bird up. But he came down. All you see is the ball and this little black thing just flip in the air. Hit a bird. What else? Baseball. Video. Canseco off the head and over the wall for the home run.
Bautista and
yeah. Man, did he catch him. That's the thing. Like, you almost feel bad because almost like Tim Anderson, Jose, they knew they were fighting.
Trevor Bauer chucking it over center field.
Dude, when Terry came out there, you could see like how angry he was. And there's obviously a lot of reasons they got rid of Trevor Bauer, but you know that was the day that Terry said that's it. I'm not dealing with this crap anymore. You see the rubber ducks taking a shot at him?
That was awesome. That was hilarious. That was so funny.
The rubber ducks. The Akron rubber ducks. There was a...
No, it was the captains.
Well, no, I think somebody... Was it the captains?
Yeah,
I thought they retweeted something else. I think maybe the captains retweeted something from the rubber duck, maybe? But anyway, the thing went... Lake County Captains. Shout out to them. Somebody tweeted about going back to the past, and somebody said, like, oh my God, I'm going to screw this all up. I have to find it. Are you sure it wasn't the rubber ducks?
I got it. It's the Akron Rubber Ducks originally tweeted.
Oh,
for
yeah.
The people who still think they are in their prime, but not in reality, maybe we can revisit the glory years tonight. Don't forget $2 beer and shakes. And then the Lake County Captains quoted and said, so it's Brever Trower.
Because he's out there. I can still pitch, and I'm still better than any rotation. There's not 5 guys better than me. What a shot. And that's also across the bow as a captain reference there. Tugboats there. Things are cooking out there. It's going to be a weekend of baseball. I love it. It's going to be so much fun. Getting back with our friends at Typico, and we'll talk to you on Monday. We'll see how the game goes. Oh, by the way, some more of this. Okay. Wendy says, have fun. Go to Kids Land. The club level's the way to go since it's all you can eat and drink. I don't think he's going to eat that much. You know what I mean? I think he's just going to like have a hot dog and go down. So I don't think the club level works. James the Ringer goes, just be in the moment. Cheer loud, be goofy. Tell him why you love the game so much. Get a dog. Let him experience your experience as a kid. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm not going there like, you know, it's for my kids. They're not going to remember this is for my wife and I, all that kind of stuff. So we're very understanding.
Are you for or against dipping your dog in your beer?
Like a glizzy?
Yeah.
Is that what they're called? I ain't doing that.
No?
No. And I love hot dogs, but not mixing it with. That doesn't even sound good, man. I don't know.
It's got to be a plain one then.
Oh, yeah. You can't put mustard in your beer.
Mayo?
I'm surprised there's not a stadium mustard beer out there. Get Garage. Well, Garage Beer just does their beer. They know what they're doing. Get like Great Lakes on that. Somehow a stadium, a Bertman's mustard beer. That'd be the hottest selling thing over there. I'm probably going to get a Rally Drum Ale. That sounds pretty good over there. All right, great stuff. Appreciate you. We do have big play, big bets coming up a little bit later today as Nick and Dave will get ready to go for the weekend. They got everything coming up at the NBA Finals. Go back to all our shows. We had it all this week. Bengalorian and Drew last night. They had Logan Wilson on to promote the charity softball game down there in Cincinnati.
David's is coming up.
What's that?
I think David's is coming up soon.
Oh, Njoku's. Yeah. I think it is too. Are we...
I'm not sure.
I think we might be involved in that. I don't know for sure, but we'll have that coming up with you as well. All the shows this past week, please check it out at Matt Fontana Show. And as always, really appreciate your support. Have a hell of a freaking weekend right there. For Ryan Tyler, I am Matt Fontana, and as always, take it easy.